So when we think about Prime Day in terms of how it will work for our agency and what value we can drive, I think it's really important to understand that there's a halo effect to Prime Day. So it's not just sales being driven on Amazon.com, but it's actually expanding out to other retailers, and it's really become a consumer holiday in a sense, where people expect around Prime Day that that's a chance for them to go out, browse the web, and find great promotions and deals of things that they're looking for, and make those purchases. So this is really a chance where we can come in and start to think about how we can play in that area. So two major factors. The first being traffic. So as I mentioned, it's just people browsing and understanding that this is a time to purchase. So amongst large retailers, we saw a 54% traffic increase on Prime Day in Q2 of last year, as opposed to if you looked at their Q2 average in 2018. So major increases in traffic there, and on top of that, retailers saw a 30% increase in conversion rate. So if you look at that chart to the right, you'll see that it's not just Amazon seeing a major bump in conversion rate, it's really across retailers. So this is a great opportunity for us to understand that people are browsing at a higher rate, they're converting at a higher rate across the web. How can we really take advantage of that? And as Nicole mentioned, it's happening across all product categories and KPIs. So really for all of our clients, this is a real chance where we can think about how can we create campaigns and promotions that take advantage of this kind of new holiday. So as I mentioned, retailers have really responded to this trend in the past couple of years. So they're running promotions that really coincide with Prime Day. And again, that's whether they're running on Amazon or if they're just running off Amazon. A great example of this is Retail Me Not reported last year 200 retailers supported what they call Black Friday in July, which is their Amazon Prime promotions. So this is a great chance we can see. It's larger retailers, it's places like Retail Me Not. We can work across channels. I know anecdotally I've seen on Facebook and Instagram, tons of other platforms, I always see these promotions come up, even if it's just directing to their site. So it's really something that a lot of retailers are starting to take on, and it's a great chance for us to really jump to the front and think about how we can take advantage of that. So then finally thinking about action. How do we prepare as an agency, and how do we prepare our clients to be ready for Prime Day? So there's four major things that we want to look at. The first is promotion strategy. So a lot of this is working with the client to understand what our top products are, what our top promotions are, and then how can we make sure that those are being leveraged around Prime Day. Another part of this is considering how we can utilize shipping and potentially free shipping to really drive traffic and revenue. An interesting thing from eMarketer that came out, they did a survey last year and they found that the number one thing that Amazon Prime shoppers were looking for or making a purchase was the free 2-day shipping. So that's a little thing that we can unlock, hopefully across clients, if nothing else, to help boost Amazon Prime and really get people to look at our promotions and start to make purchases on Prime Day. Obviously, the more we can do, the better, but that's a great, easy unlock for us. Secondly, looking at media strategy. So the beauty of this is we can think about it both on Amazon and off Amazon. So thinking off Amazon, as we see so much more traffic come to site and so many more people interested in potential promotions, it's a great chance for us to think about multiple touch points and how across channels we can understand we may not stand out with just one advertisement in such a congested market at the time. So how can we use retargeting to become really specific? And then on Amazon is going to be really important if we can. Obviously, as we mentioned before, it does span across retailers and across channels, but at the end of the day, Amazon Prime Day is going to help Amazon.com. It's going to help that platform the most. So if we have our advertisers selling on that site, it's a great chance for us to make sure we're directing all of our traffic towards relevant product pages, towards those store pages, utilizing Amazon search and display if we can, to really get granular in that retargeting and make sure we're driving them to an experience that really promotes purchase. Third, looking at inventory, this is going to be really big. As I mentioned, it's up there with Cyber Monday and Black Friday now as a major holiday. But this wasn't always the case, so some of our retailers didn't necessarily have the inventory to back this up. So now it's working with our client and understanding if we're going to drive traffic and we're going to drive conversion to these products, how can we make sure that we have the inventory to support it and provide to our customers? Finally, being prepared to react, and this is probably the biggest one for our agency going forward. Obviously, because it is so competitive, it's going to be a very different landscape. We're going to see increased media costs the week leading up to Prime Day and Prime Day itself. So thinking through how we adjust for that from a media perspective, and also keeping in mind that this is really some of the first time that we're diving into this. So it's a great chance for us to utilize cross-channel learnings and really talk to each other and understand during Prime Day, what did we see in the market? What did media costs look like? And how can we build out sort of a playbook of benchmarks and best practices to really understand how we can continue to better unlock value during such a growing retail time.